Hello, hello, and welcome back. It's LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, and I am super excited to share with you today the Build Together Build-A-Thon. I believe that we have this amazing opportunity to build better together. I want you to ask yourself, how often do you feel like you are building everything alone? Struggling trying to do it all on your own? How often do you feel like you get super excited about projects and ideas and you're sharing your vision with people who don't have the same mindset as you, right? How often do you feel like you are extra or not enough? I know what it's like to be a solo entrepreneur. I know what it's like to do it alone. Sometimes it is absolutely amazing, and sometimes it is absolutely rough. So one day I woke up and I said, you know what? Build together. Create a space where as a community we could come together and create our individual projects, but also work on collective motivation, inspiration, and direction. So I kicked off my Built Together experience last month. I had a North Carolina workshop here, and I'm going to have another one in a couple of months so that we could work on a weekend Build-A-Thon. Over the course of 5 days, the ladies worked with me, baby, on ABCs, audio offers, book offers, class offers. We literally created what I call the tripod tribe. It was definitely a vibe. I always have some good swag at my digital events and virtual events and in-person events and all the things. So everyone had their signature Sister Sense tripod. We created video content, audio content, written content, and baby, if you don't know, now you know. You got to learn how to chat GPT like me, AI, all the things. So much fun. And so I said, for those of you who didn't have the opportunity to join us in person, I wanted to create a virtual weekend workshop experience so that you, me, the Sister Sense community could collectively work on ABCs, building your authority, building your brand, and building your community, okay? So first things first for today, definitely check in with me. Those of you who are live and in the community, just kind of say, hey, hey, hey. Let me see who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today. Hey, Karen, Afi, Lavon, Monique, Tanisha, welcome, welcome. Mwah. I see you guys coming in here, and I absolutely love it. Yes, the Tripod Tribe, right? Definitely a vibe that weekend. So much fun. I see some of the lovely ladies who joined us that in person, Lavon and Karen, are here. And I've got some awesome ladies coming on in too. Welcome, welcome. Whether you are watching live or on the replay side, we are going to have an amazing time this weekend. We're going to do a combination of group sessions, co-working sessions, secret sessions, so that you can work on your amazing. Now, the first thing that I'm actually going to do is mosey on over to our brain dump document. This is a starter kit, of course, because I want you to get started at working on building your next best offer, okay? So it's got the header in here, signature Sister Sense, right? It's all about the branding, right? And we have quite a few sections in here for you to build on. Now, if you're new to me, then we'll take a few minutes just to kind of get you up to speed, right? But this is a Google Doc. Make a copy, and then make sure that you put your business information, your name, your website, your email. This is especially helpful when you and I have one-on-one sessions together, if we do, for those of you who are private clients or decide to become a private client. So when you share this document with me, I can get up to speed, learn more about your business, actually visit your website, all the things, okay? Number one. And two, If you are participating in the Build Together experience because you are invited this weekend, you have the opportunity to hang out with me live virtually. You can also upgrade to unlock the full Build Together experience. This project is going to be an absolutely amazing 90-day experience. So for the next 3 months, we're going to rock out and create amazing digital offers together. And if you are just coming on in, because we already started this week doing a kickoff training. You can watch some of those videos if you missed anything, right? So you can watch a couple of videos from the in-person event I did last month in North Carolina. You can watch the replay of the training that I did this Thursday. We talked about profitable playbooks. And then, of course, you can unlock everything if you want trainings, templates, tools, and more as part of our 7-day or 90-day experience, okay? So just kind of want to make sure that I get you up to speed as far as some of the first things that you're going to find in this document, number one. Number two, the calendar, right? So 90 days, that's number one. The 7 days, number two. So officially for 7 days, we're going to have this awesome Build-A-Thon experience, and that's going to come up in a couple of weeks. But we're doing a series of projects and activities to really get you back on track, rebooted, and clear about what you want to do for this year in your business, and then have a series of activities that I'm going to be sharing with you in a more detailed calendar moving forward. So the first part of today is about PYP, okay? Picking your projects, prepping your projects, producing your projects. The picking is where we begin. Now, I'm going to start off by talking about the first 2 levels of picking. And as you can see here, I've got what I call the Build Together focus, the ABCs, and baby, it's the ABCs for me, okay? So the first 2 levels of ABCs that we're going to focus on this morning are ABC action and ABC build, okay? Now, I'm going to give you all some fun activities, and I want you to think about, as we're working through these activities, the following statements: activate, build, complete. What does that mean? Activate means something new. You getting ideas about things that you are going to work on that you've never done before, okay? So this is a space for you to work on something new, number one, or B, build, number 2. It's possible that some of you already have projects, right? And so as we begin today's conversation, I want you to think about how this is going to be about motivation, inspiration, and you have the opportunity to build on what you've already built. Those of you who have been working on some projects, I'd love to know, drop that into the chat. What are some things that you have been building? B, okay? So activate something new, number 1. Build on what you've already built, number 2. C, complete. Complete. So building on what you've built and complete are complementary but not exactly the same. So let me explain. You can have a concept, you can have something that you did before that you want to revamp, that you want to expand on, and so that's where the build of it all is, right? So you can take something that maybe you did before or did a long time ago and come back and make it bigger, better, or something that you did, as a 1-day experience, 5-day, and then now you're like, okay, I want to turn this into a whole signature system. Building on something that you've already built, the B, okay? And then the C is possibly you have not open-ended, you have open projects that are important to you, and while this Build-A-Thon is an amazing experience, what you do not want to do is to start something new. Not everybody wants to activate something new. Some of you may want to finish something that you already started. So my North Carolina event, I had some amazing ladies come out. I love that Karen is here in the virtual building, and just having the opportunity to work on new projects, right? And thinking about projects that she's kind of been mulling over for a little bit, right? And then I think about one of the amazing ladies in the circle, Tiffany, and she came and she said, LaShonda, I am here because we are going to complete the 5-Minute Marriage Reboot book. Like, we started working on that book project. Life started to life. And she said, this is my vision. I'm here to complete this project, right? So I think about Afi. I see Afi in the virtual building. I love it. Afi wasn't at this North Carolina workshop. However, I think about one of the last ones, and Afi, you can tell me exactly what the name of the journal was, but we do a lot of projects, book projects, print, digital, all the things, and Afi worked on an amazing journal series, and she said, LaShonda, I've been writing these. I want to say the word daily is in there, but I cannot remember exactly. I've been writing these daily messages, and I can absolutely put that into this, right? LaVon worked on a new card deck, her Serenity card deck, and was able to, I think that very weekend too, she said, you know what, I've got my Serenity series. It's perfect for this project. So some of you may find yourself in a space where, yes, you want to build on something you already built, or like LaVon and Afi, or like Tiffany, you're like, listen, hey, I need to complete this thing, okay? It's something that you started, it's a priority project for you, or you are looking to activate, right? Right? Over the process of our 3-day experience here in North Carolina, the ladies activated so many lovely things, and I'm just thinking about Karen and all of these great ideas we worked on. If you could share one of your acronyms, Karen, I would absolutely love it. You know you are the master of wordplay and acronyms, so definitely feel free to bless us with an acronym today. But that's the first part of the conversation. I want you to really begin to think about why you're here today, right? Why you're here today. And if you are looking to activate, build, or complete. So as I say that, we're going to do a couple of things. Number one, I'm going to take a mini power pause just to kind of let you soak that in. Not very long, just 2-3 minutes, so you can kind of soak that in, number one. Number two, those of you who are here, you can drop into the chat and share what you're thinking about. And then we're going to move into a deeper level of action through build. Okay, so lots of little micro projects for us to work on today. I'm excited. All right, I'm here, but I'm quiet. Think, share, and we'll move forward. Let's see what you guys are thinking about. Definitely drop some ideas into the chat for me. If you're not a typer, you can drop A, B, or C if you're going to start with activate, build, or complete, okay? Now, out of curiosity, anyone wants to just jump on, introduce themselves, and talk about something that is inspiring them right now, or even why they decided to join it today, that would be fun. So feel free to interrupt me, okay? I'm going to give y'all a minute. Hello? I hear someone.
Karen, can you hear me?
I can. Hey, Karen, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. So I kind of put this in the chat. You had asked about sharing one of my acronyms, and the reason why I wanted to get on and say it verbally, and I shared a little bit with you already, LaShonda. So I'm in the complete phase today. This is my intention today. But when I was there at the NC weekend, and I really believe in divine timing and how I had reached out to you, and I didn't know about the weekend, and then I was able to just get there just in time, and it was just wonderful. And I got my tripod. Anyway, But on that one of those nights, early in the morning, which is when I kind of get a lot of downloads of ideas and things, and Think Pink was one of them because, as you mentioned earlier, I have a lot of ideas, and sometimes I would start stuff and not really complete stuff. And so in that process, I would allow different things like fear, primarily fear, to kind of, I would get right to the edge of launching, and I would get afraid and not launch, right? And so the idea of Think Pink is a framework, and Pink is an acronym. Excuse me. Pink is an acronym for pause, inquire, navigate, and know. And I have some meanings behind that. But it's a framework to now interrupt those self-sabotaging thoughts that would keep me from actually completing. And it's almost like that code red, right? Think pink, right? Think about going through this framework and launch anyway. Do it anyway. Even if you have to do it afraid, do it anyway. And so the pink part is as a framework to really help enable and to foster or recenter my focus on, in spite of the fear, in spite of the hesitation, in spite of what I don't want to get on camera, whatever, right? Do it anyway. And so that Think Pink is that framework. So that's what I am going to be launching any day now, and I'm here today to complete it.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining. It's so much fun to have you here, as always. And I'm always excited about the fact that we can do things both in person and virtually, too. So this is a great follow-up to hanging out with Karen and LaVon and Elizabeth and all the amazing ladies who came out in North Carolina. And now we're going to do this together. So your vision is complete. Your Think Pink framework. I think that's totally awesome. Thank you so much, Karen. If anyone else would like to pop on, feel free to interrupt me and share something that you are excited about doing, whether it's an A, a B, a C, activate, build, or complete. Feel free to do so, okay? I'm going to give you guys a second or two as I do like the Jeopardy song in my mind to see if anyone else wants to drop in. You can either drop your ideas into the chat, number one, or just unmute yourself, number two. And then what we're going to do is move into the ABC number two conversation around build, okay? So just like Karen said, it's so important to not talk yourself out of things and like that code red, be aware of things internally or externally that might be stopping you. So working on your action is important, and your build, number two. So, all right, I'm going to be quiet for 2 more seconds. I'll see if anybody wants to check in, and then we'll move forward. All right. I always say when you guys are quiet, it means you're working. It's too early in the morning, but you know what? You always have the opportunity to jump on here virtually with yours truly. Let's jump into number two, build. Now, for me, 2 messages when it comes to Build Together project. Number one, we build better together because, again, too many of us are struggling to do it on our own, trying to figure out how to do all the things alone, right? And so it's so important to have community, accountability, all the things, number one. Number two, for me, the ABC, building your authority, building your brand, and building your community. So today, ideally, you want to be able to do all 3 simultaneously, but we are going to FYF, find your focus. So when it comes to why you're here today, I want you to be able to identify. And I'm going to give you breakdown examples of this, okay? But I want you to be able to identify if you are focused on building your authority, building your brand, and or building your community, okay? So finding your focus, very important. I'm going to talk about each of these a little bit and then give you an opportunity to lean into one that's going to be your priority focus, okay? Hey, Afi, are you jumping in, checking in with me?
No, I'm sorry. My mic unmuted. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were checking in. No worries. No worries. I got you.
Thank you.
So what we're going to do here is talk about these three. Now, at the end of the day, you want to be people's go-to. You want to be a credible expert in your industry. So if that is something that is at the top of your priority, then let's focus on your authority building efforts. A. Okay? That's going to be one thing you can focus on, and we're going to do different micro projects that lean into each of these. My goal is that you pick. Okay? And I know some of you do not like to make decisions, and you're like, oh, why do I have to pick one? But you're going to have to pick, okay? So authority, number one. Being seen as an expert in your industry, as people's go-to. Your brand, okay? Your brand is going to set you apart, right? It's going to allow people to say, I choose you. Because there's so many people who are experts, who are amazing. How do you get them to choose you? Your brand, your imagery, right? First thing that we see, they say pictures are worth 1,000 words. You know, the imagery that you use in your branding. They choose you because of your message, number two, right? What brand message are you trying to put out there? What are you trying to share, right? And to be honest with you, when I think about branding for me, number three, I think about USP, your unique selling proposition. Like what puts you apart when it comes to the offers that you sell? What is unique about your offers versus anybody else? Anybody can do what I'm doing right now. Anybody can teach you about digital products, about online marketing. Anybody can do that who is an expert in that area. But what's unique about the Sister Sense circle? What's unique about the Sister Sense tribe? The whole vibe that establishes my brand versus someone else's, okay? So I want you to think about, if you want to focus on building up your brand, if you want to focus on building up your authority, or three, your community. You want to create a space where you've got people around you, right? I always talk about my newbies and my OGs, right? I always have some beautiful, lovely new people in my circle. And then my OGs who've been rocking with me for, I've been doing this thing online for, 20 plus years. I just turned 45 like a week or two ago. And I always tell clients, I've been doing this for a while. I ain't going nowhere, no time soon. So I'm sorry. I needed a little bit of ice. One of the things that you want to think about is, what efforts are you making to build a community, right? As a spiritual entrepreneur, I always believe in where two or three are gathered in his name, right? And having beautiful experiences where you can make an impact one person, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, right? Each one reach one, and we'll all make it to the top, right? So as we talk about building your next best offer this weekend, I want you to be in a headspace where you're finding your focus. You're like, I need to build my authority. What are some things I can create that really showcase my abilities as an expert? Or you find yourself in a space where you're like, okay, my focus right now is establishing my brand. I really need something cohesive, something solid, something that looks professional, that really is me, right, in virtual or image format, in written format. My community, having more people around me, right? What are you looking to focus on? So the first part of today, to be honest with you, is just getting you in the right headspace and getting you in a place where, before I start to share all of these ideas and recommendations, because we're going to do, like I said, a lot of fun things today, I want you to start to position yourself as an authority in your business and say, this is my focus. Because I don't like to tell you what to do. I like to give you options, And a part of that is before I even tell you what those options are, you start to identify what your focus is. FYIF, find your focus. PYP, pick your projects. All right, so short, 1, 2, 3 minutes, just to be quiet for a second and think about what you're doing, what you would like to do, where you're going to put your focus, building your authority, your brand, or your community. So as you're working through those, again, friendly reminder, feel free to unmute yourself to talk to me and or drop into the chat and let me know what thoughts are coming up for you. And then we're going to lean into moving forward with today's two-day Build-A-Thon experience.
Hey, LaShonda, I have a question, please.
Sure, absolutely.
I put it in the chat just so you know, so that it's not redundant. So
Okay.
the ABC doesn't necessarily have to be in that particular order. So I could actually work on building my brand before my authority if I wanted to, right?
Yes, I mean, really and truly, this is about, when I say this, I mean, the honest to goodness truth is at the end of the day, when you're building your business, these are all key components to your business, right? It's just a matter of, at this particular given moment in time, this weekend, which aspect of your business do you want to focus on? The branding, the authority building, the community building.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to be completed with the authority part before going into the branding part. Because I really, for me, it's kind of reverse. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not that I'm giving you that you have to do it in a special order, so much as when you look at the holistic process of building your business, what part of that process do you want to focus on today?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So we're going to brainstorm, power pause, think about it, and then we're going to continue to move forward so that we can go from prepping to actually teching and all the things in between. Okay, so the bulk of what we're going to do is going to be creating offers and mapping out your projects. And so as we go through the ABCs, the big ABC for me is your offers. Now, I'm going to share all of these with you throughout the weekend, but I want to dive into the ABC offer conversation, okay? So essentially, there are different types of ABC projects that I talk about when it comes to creating digital products. And just like when we were younger and we started school and we learned our ABCs, I focus on, as far as digital content is concerned, A, audios, B, books, and C, classes. So as we go through a series of micro projects, many of them are going to lean into those three starter ABCs: audio content, book content, and class content, okay? So I want you to think about if you have or if you would like to produce any original content this weekend around your core topics. And now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you 3 different projects. One is going to be focused on authority, one is going to be focused on branding, and one is going to be focused on community, okay? But before we get to those projects, I want you to think about you personally, right? Some of my clients find they enjoy writing more or they enjoy creating written content. I have some clients who prefer audio content, recording it, especially if they don't like getting in front of the camera. And then I have clients who are more class-wise. They'll jump at doing a Zoom training or like this, maybe doing a presentation, and that is something that really, really resonates with them, okay? So really, before we really lean into the specifics of what I want you to actually do, my goal is that you are taking some time to just kind of focus on what matters to you, what particular formatting is of interest to you, especially if you want to do something that you feel like is either a new thing you've been thinking about or a skill that you've honed and you're like, yeah, I could do that with my eyes closed, okay? So this is the next and final part of our Jumpstart introduction today. And again, we're going to do all of these, marketing, sales, goals, action, build throughout the weekend, but we're kicking off the conversation with your A, action, your B, build, and your O, offers, okay? So another quick power pause, just a few minutes to think about audios, books, and classes and how that is going to help you with your specific projects, all right? That's going to be the next step, is actually talking about your first micro mini project for this weekend. Yay! A few more minutes more thoughts, and then we'll move forward. Any questions, thoughts, comments, you can either put them in the chat or unmute yourself. Okay. The first thing that I did today was talk about how we're going to spend the next 2 days working on micro projects to build your best business, because what? We build better together. You can figure out if you want to do A, activate, do something new, B, build on something that you've already built, or C, complete a priority project. That was number one. Number two, for me, the Build Together experience is all about your A, your authority, your brand, B, and C, your community. And figuring out which of these A, B's, or C's you want to focus on this weekend. And when we really dig into the specifics of what you're actually going to do, it's creating something amazing, your next best offer. Still using ABCs, that could be audios, books, or classes. So let's talk about it. When it comes to your authority, there are actually a few different types of authority building offers that you can lean into, okay? So I mentioned that, interestingly enough, when I hosted this past week, I hosted a training, right? I mentioned that on that training, we talked about profitable playbook. And Karen was just sharing in our early morning hot seat that she's working on her Think Pink project so that she could share her framework, right? And so one way to build your authority is to build a playbook. And for me, I talk about mini playbooks that are anywhere between 40 to 120 pages on average, where you are sharing a framework, a methodology, a system unique to your business, right? You create a system that is yours, that shows that you're an authority in your industry, and then when you name your system and you document your processes, that's part of the branding process. And of course, as you connect with people who are like-minded to you, creates an opportunity for you to build the community too, right? And so I want you to think about first, okay, because we're going to be doing this for 2 days, do you have or would you like to create a system, a method, a framework, number one? And there's so many lovely ways in which you could share that. You can share your framework in audio content. You can teach it in a class. You can write a book, okay? So remember, our focus for today is for you to PYP, pick your projects, FYF, find your focus. Now, those of you who are listening to me on the webinar, definitely jump into the chat and let me know if you have a particular framework. I know, Karen, you shared the Think Pink framework. And one of the things that I am doing with you all here is sharing my ABCs, my Smart Start solutions for creating content and digital products, especially for solo entrepreneurs, right? Activate, build, complete, ABC. Authority, brand, community, ABC. Audios, books, classes, ABC. That's my particular system. That's my methodology. Have you created something like that for your community? Hey, great video. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Now, I'm actually going to talk about different ways for you to build your content. And I'm actually live streaming this right now as we're on the webinar as well. So definitely multitasking because that's who I am and that's what I do. So definitely feel free to join the live on Facebook and or YouTube too, okay? Now, creating authority content, because that's the first thing that we're talking about. You can write a book. You can, if you built your particular system or framework, you can turn that into a book, course, class, audio series. But you can create an archive, okay? You can create an archive. So who here has a lot of what I call good goods? Good goods. I know I got some girls in the virtual building and guys who have a lot of content, right? And one way to build your authority is to showcase an archive, a library of amazingness that you have put together. And a lot of people have a lot of stuff, but they haven't organized it and presented it in a way that allows them to market, make money, and create a sustainable business, okay? So if you're looking to build your authority, if that's your focus this weekend, creating a space where you are working on a book project, the specific one that we're going to talk about is the Playbook Project, creating a space where you are proactively working on archiving your content, right? That's something that you can do, number 2. And then number 3, building up to a course. Because guess what? Courses are really great for authority building. And what really is a course? Just a series of classes. So if today you can either organize or map out one class, or if you want to take it to another level, turn that class into a series of classes, which becomes a course, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You've worked on strategically building out your next best offer and creating your amazing, okay? So we're taking this time to power pause and think about where you want to position your offer, and we're actually going to build offers this weekend. Right now as part of the Build-A-Thon for my Build Together project series. I'm kicking it off with this 2-day Build-A-Thon, live and virtual, whether you're catching me live or on the replay side. Those of you virtually on Facebook and YouTube, always remember, if you're catching me on the replay side, drop into the comment box, #replaysrock. I lean towards audio because for me, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I do not have to get cute in front of the camera. I can hit record and share my amazing, right? And then for me, I systematically work towards taking that audio content and then turning it into the books and classes. So it's funny because when you talked about, is there a particular order? In this case, when I create offers, that's just my systematic order of starting with audio content, then building that audio into books, classes, bundles, courses, and more ABCs to come, okay? So if you are looking to start from the very, very smallest part, I would say when we get very specific about what it is that you're trying to produce, audio content may be the way to go for, okay? So audio offers, number 1, authority. Books, number 2, classes, number 3, okay? So authority is the first one that we're leaning into. Hey, Tanisha, welcome, welcome. Ooh, my battery is about to die. Okay, it's got a little bit more juice in it before I need to plug up somewhere. It's got a little bit more juice in it. I'll be okay. The next one here is be your brand, right? So if you want to do an authority project today, maybe you want to consider working on an archive, a book, either a class, just one, mapping out one class, or potentially thinking about a class that you can turn into a course, right? When it comes to your branding, I have tons of different projects, but this baby is the win for me. Podcast. if you want to establish yourself as a brand, I want you to think about creating a podcast. And I'm going to give you this project on 2 different levels, okay? Level 1, public. Level 2, private. Public podcasts, you can have, anybody can listen to it, right? Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, wherever. They can listen to it wherever. So thinking about working on today, establishing yourself as a brand, sharing your voice message via a podcast project, and there are so many levels of this, right? One, you can do private versus public. The private side, and this is something that I worked on with the ladies as part of the North Carolina Build-A-Thon that we did last month. It's being able to have a series of audios that you've put together, and they have to opt in to get it. So a private podcast, either they opt in through a landing page or a paywall. They pay for it, they sign up to get it for free, and then they can listen to that series. Building your brand, creating a brand message, and then offering a series of audios around that content is something that you can do, okay? Now, the other side of it, like I said, is you can do it as a public podcast, or you can do it as a private podcast, okay? So I'm going to give you levels, because there's a lot of levels to this onion that I'm sharing with you guys today, okay? The other level is that it's almost 11:11. Yay! All my angel numbers are just popping up for me today. The other level is that you can do, as opposed to doing audio, you can do video. Video podcasting is very, very popular right now, right? Whether you do full podcast episodes by yourself with a co-host, with guests, or you do micro podcasting. A lot of people are on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. Doing your podcast as a video is definitely something that you can do if you feel comfortable in front of the camera, right? And then a lot of people are being very intentional about their podcasts, where they're layering it in that they do their podcast as a video, export the audio for the audio version, and then clip up the episodes to be able to share that across multiple platforms. Mind blown, right? So there's levels to this game. Baby, stick with me and the community, and you cannot go wrong, right? So the next thing that I want you to think about is, if your focus this weekend is building your brand, then maybe your project is the podcast project, okay? Now, I want to just kind of reset the room, because I see some folks, I wanted to screen. I have this thing about when I see 11:11 screenshotting it, but I missed it. I was focused on y'all. I missed it. I see you guys coming in, and I want to reset the room real quick. This weekend is the Build Together project. I'm doing a 90-day experience, kicking it off with a few fun things. This 2-day Build-A-Thon is one of the first things, right? You can learn more about the Build Together project at sistasense.com/build together. That's Sistasense, SISTASENSE.com/build together. That's the first thing to reset the room. The second thing is their levels, the 90-day, and then the 7-day. I'm going to do a whole 7-day Build-A-Thon. We're just doing 2 days today, okay? So the 7-day is going to be in a couple of weeks. The 90-day is kicking off now. And these 2 days, we're focused on many projects that you can focus on when it comes to your authority, your brand, and your community, right? Building your authority, your brand, and your community. So right now we're talking about, as far as your projects are concerned, which of these are important to you? Some of you will say, I want to do all of them, but we're picking one, right? If you want to work on building your authority, doing a series of mini projects this weekend, I said you can consider, if you have a lot of stuff, working on organizing an archive of your stuff to showcase how established and much of an expert you are in your industry, archive number one. B, you can work on a book project to be able to share your expertise in one particular way. We talked about sharing a framework, a methodology, a system. number 2. And then C, potentially creating a course. We're going to start with mini projects this weekend, like a class, but a course is just a series of classes, right? So starting with a class, building it up into a course as your authority building projects, okay? So those of you watching me live stream, you can drop some ideas in there. And if you officially want to join the Build Together experience for this 2-day weekend workshop, for the 7-day Build-A-Thon coming up in a couple of weeks, or the 90 days, you just go over to sisevents.com/build together to learn more, okay? As far as this weekend is concerned, hang out with me. Definitely turn on alerts and notifications so you can see when I'm here. And then, of course, feel free to share, all right? So any authority builders focus on building authority this weekend, and what type of offer project are you leaning towards based on what I've shared so far, okay? That's number 1. Next one here is, like I said, the brand project. And if you want to work on building your brand this weekend, you may consider doing a podcast project, whether it's a private podcast, so you get your audio all the way together if you want to do an audio offer and share that with your clients and potential clients and customers privately as a private podcast, or you want to work on a public podcast. Now, audio is, for me, the easiest thing to do, but if you want to level up and it is comfortable for you, you can consider doing video versus audio podcast, okay? So that's the second option for you if you want to work on building your brand. Let me put my eyes on so I can see you guys checking in with me virtually. Something pops up on the screen and I don't know how to get rid of it and I can't see past it. Okay, I'm going to figure that out later. We'll figure that out later. And then C, community, okay? What is something that you can offer to your community, right, so that you are growing that audience? Now, for me, one of my favorite things to offer as far as C's is a challenge. So you can say, you know what, Deshonda, I want to work on growing my community, building my community, and so I'm going to take this weekend to create a challenge. Now, remember, there are levels to the ABCs. Those of you who are on the webinar, you have your brain dump document, you're writing in the document, you're taking notes. You're watching me on the live stream, you don't have the doc, but you can get your brain dump documents for the Build-A-Thon. You can get all the beautiful Canva templates that we're going to be working on as part of this series, live sessions, replays, all of it over at sisevents.com/build together, right? So keep in mind, maybe you want to A, B, or C, activate, build something new, so create a new challenge, build on what you've built. Maybe you want to bring back a challenge that you did previously, or complete. You've been working on a challenge and you want to complete it. As a matter of fact, one of my clients reached out to me literally yesterday. She was like, I need to make this challenge. I want it to look exactly like yours. Let's talk. So I'll be checking in with her this weekend to help her with her challenge project. Building community, building your brand, building authority, creating a challenge this weekend, a podcast this weekend, an authority offer this weekend. Let me know what you would like to do, okay? So we literally started this morning at around 10 o'clock. It's a little after 11, and we're going to do a co-working session in about 15 minutes once you guys have brainstormed your projects, and we'll do our first mini project activity, okay? Now, I'm going to power pause because I want you guys to take in what I said, and I said a lot, so you have at least a couple of minutes to think. And then those of you who are listening to the webinar, if you either want to unmute yourself to ask a question and or if you want to drop something in the chat, feel free to do that. I put my eyes on a little bit, and I'm going to try to figure out, because I'm on my iPhone on this live stream, how to check the comments and things because it's a bunch of stuff blocking that, but I'll check that out in a second. Friendly reminder, if you are like, oh man, I'm watching the live stream, but I want the notes, I want the brain dump document, I want the templates, I want the call-in details, you can join the webinar, and I'm doing sessions on the webinar between these 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. All of those details are at citizensense.com/build together. All right. Okay, so I'm going to power pause so I can be quiet and you guys can reflect, activate, build, complete. What action do you want to focus on today? As far as your build, do you want to focus on your authority, your brand, or your community? And then going deeper, as far as your offer, do you want to create an audio-based offer, book offer, or class offer? All right? Think about it, power pause, and we will come back to it in a second. Okay, so you've been doing it for about a year. I have a lot to add to my archive. Yes. Yes. The chat GPT is strong with me. I literally sent out an email this morning and I said, I was talking to chat GPT in my sleep. I kid you not. I had a whole dream and I was like, literally, put this here, figure this out there, and that's how much I've been working on that within that particular platform recently. But what we're going to do is work on your ABC clarity with the help of ChatGPT. And one of the reasons why I asked you all how long you've been working with the platform is because the longer you've been working with ChatGPT, the more it has learned a lot about you and can give you a deeper understanding of things that you can do to get better at creating better. Okay? So I'm going to share this with those of you on the webinar. You guys can see my screen, okay? I'm going to pop this ChatGPT activity in here for you. There's some good goods I'm sharing. I'm going to share them with y'all too, watching me on the live stream. But let me pop them into the chat, into our brain dump document first. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I just like to copy and paste. So here's your Smart Start Chat GPT activity. Starter prompt. I'm going to give you all 2 starter prompts. Okay? Just give me a second to type them in. Okay, so 2 starter prompts, and of course, those of you watching me here, I'm going to need to get this thing. Let me get my charger real quick. Okay, switch from one to the other. I like my comfort, y'all. I'm on my porch, but I've got the fan. We have shade because nobody wants to be in the sun for hours. Got my charging port, all the things. Waterproof, power bank, all the things. Okay. Starter prompt. The first starter prompt is, and write this down, those of you listening on the live, my focus is fill in the blank, help me. Okay? So we're going to work on an offer today, and if you need clarity around that offer, help me. Help me create an audio offer in the form of a book. Help me create a brand offer in the form of a podcast series. My focus is fill in the blank. Help me create a course. So this is about, as I call it, if you can't ask me, ask Cece. CC is something that I'm creating. It's called an AI-powered clarity coach. It's one of my tools that I will be dropping very, very soon. And CC right now is gifted to you in the form of ChatGPT, right? So you can take what I call these CCQ prompts so that you can gain clarity coaching 24/7 when you need it, AI-powered. So I want you to put this into ChatGPT specifically if you're looking for clarity, okay? Can you repeat the first one? Absolutely. The first one is, the first example or the first starter prompt? Because did I move away from the starter prompts? Let me zoom them in on the screen. The first starter prompt is, my focus is fill in the blank. Help me. Now, like I said, you guys have, those of you who are listening via the webinar, you guys have this document. If you've already made a copy of it, no worries. Just make another copy later. I would say make another copy tomorrow once we're done and just kind of watch the webinar as we go, okay? Yes, the examples. Help me create an authority offer in the form of a book. I think that was like one of the first ones I said. Help me create a brand offer in the form of a podcast. Help me create a community offer in the form of a challenge. These are things that I'm telling you to do. However, if you find yourself lost and not sure what direction to go in, I like to say, if you cannot ask me, ask ChatGPT, okay? In the form of, well, you can't ask me, ask CC, and in the form of ChatGPT, because CC is my thing, but we're doing CC sessions through ChatGPT, okay? So open up your ChatGPT to work on that one, number one. And then the second one y'all will see on the screen. This one is, for me, a game changer. Those of you watching live, go to systems.com/build together to unlock the trainings. Join us right now on the webinar. There's live webinars, and then there's the replays. So either one, you'll get them, okay? And that's prompt number 2. This one in particular I absolutely love because it's really geared towards you. It's kind of like when I created my CC, my goal was when clients aren't directly on a one-on-one call with me or with me in person, your CC in the form of AI clarity coaching gives you an opportunity to have someone who really knows you help you, right? So you put that second prompt in there before you ask, right? This starter prompt, you put that in there. Can't say it out loud because y'all got to sign up on the live stream to get starter prompt number 2. I'm sorry. SisterSense.com/build together. But when you put that in there, then you complete that with, right, the authority project or the brand project or the community project, and you're really going to get something tailored to you. Even better, the longer you have been working on the ChatGPT platform. Out of curiosity, those of you who are on the webinar, have you used that particular phrase before, or maybe something like it? Or is this something new for you? I always love to drop new goods on you guys. And let me know what is coming up for you, okay? Anyone want to come into the hot seat and say, oh my gosh, this is what I'm getting. I love it. Because again, right now we are just coming up with ideas, and then we're going to break off into actually creating content. And then I'm going to actually do a virtual co-working session where I'm just going to kind of sit here and continue working as you guys do your thing and work as well. Okay, so we got a lot of things to do today. But before we actually go into the content creation process, as I like to say, first you prep and then you tech, right? So we're prepping right now. Okay, so hopefully, can you repeat the first one? Hopefully my my random return to those ideas was helpful to you as far as the first prompt examples that I gave. All right. I'm going to power pause to give you guys an opportunity to work on that for a second, and then we'll come back. So it's 11:35 now. Let me say 3 to 5 minute power pause, and then we'll come back and see what you guys have worked on. Hey, how y'all doing today? Hey, Regina, I see you dropping on in here. Did everybody download their brain dump document? Did you download it? Make sure you do, because I'm telling you, that's going to go away. In like an hour, the opportunity to get the brain dump document as a gift from yours truly is going to go away as soon as I take my break. So make sure you download that brain dump, okay? What we're working on now is your Build Together plans for this weekend. And did anyone else put this starter prompt into ChatGPT? Okay, so actually let me go back to the Google document here, and I said, okay, you can use 2 different starter prompts. I can't say the second one out loud. Y'all watching the live stream need to sign up for the second one. But I gave y'all the first one. My focus is fill in the blank. Tell it what your focus is. Help me, ... right? So help me create an authority offer, a brand offer, or a community offer, okay? So you guys were brainstorming. If you want to share what you did, either number 1, drop that into the chat, or number 2, unmute yourself so that we can talk about what you've gotten from ChatGPT, okay? And while I'm giving you guys that opportunity, I'm going to share what I put into ChatGPT and what I gained from it as well. Pretty fun. So the first thing here is, hold on, let me see, can I do this thing? Yes, I figured it out. I put in the following. My focus is helping solopreneurs create digital products and irresistible offers as part of my Build Together project, because I think we build better together. Help me create a few things. Help me create an authority offer in the form of a book. Help me create a brand offer in the form of a podcast series. And help me create a community offer in the form of a challenge. Now, I told you 1, okay? Focus on 1. But I wanted to do 3 so I could share variations with you. Now, those of you who are easily confused or easily overwhelmed, don't put a bunch of projects in here, because I don't want you to get to a point where you're paralyzed by the possibilities and you don't do anything, okay? I want you to find a focus. So if you can prioritize one of these, great, but if you're curious about other ones and you know you have the capacity to look at different ideas but find one, that's what we're going to lean into, okay? So what did ChatGPT say to me? Great direction, clear focus, excellent alignment with your Build Together project. Here's the breakdown. Authority offer. Position you as an expert plus create a high-value authority asset. Here are some title ideas. Build Better Together. How solopreneurs can create digital products and irresistible offers that sell. The Build Together Blueprint. I like that one. I think I need to create a blueprint for Build Together. Your guide to profitable digital products and offers. Who needs to create a blueprint of some kind? It's possible either you have like your own system, methodology, or framework. Like for me, it's all about my ABCs. So I could probably do a blueprint around my ABCs. Irresistible offers made, a solopreneur's guide to building digital income. Now, here's the thing. I primed the prompt, right? I primed it. What does that mean? I told it about my focus. I told it a little bit about who I'm focused on, solopreneurs, what my focus is, helping solopreneurs create digital products and irresistible offers, and even how I'm doing that. I'm doing that as part of my digital product, Build Together project, right? So I primed the prompts, and you can do that as well. Now, with starter prompt number 2 that I gave you, you don't have to prime the prompt. And you will be pleasantly surprised to see, baby, what you get with starter prompt number 2, right? So let me know if you guys used that. I'm actually going to revise my prompts real quick and say, I love these ideas, but I'm curious, and then put starter prompt number 2 in there and see what it gives me. And you guys who are watching on the webinar, you guys can see my screen, so it is what it is. So I want 3 more ideas here using starter prompt number 2. One idea for authority, book, brand, podcast, and community challenge, and see what it gives to me. Hello. Jay kicked you out the room. What time is it? My dog Print is here in the virtual building, and more than likely she knows, because she knows when I'm outside on the porch. She started barking, and Jay was like, get the hell out. He works the night shift. So while I'm up, he's down, and he's like, take a damn dog. She's barking. I'm trying to sleep. Get out. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Do you want to bark? Say good morning or early good afternoon. So how's it going for you guys on the virtual side in the webinar? If anyone wants to unmute themselves. Y'all are quiet today. Unmute yourself to let me know what you're getting from your ChatGPT. That would be lovely. I'm going to share the following. Number 1, I did get an authority book idea, which is great. I think I'm going to lean towards the Build Together blueprint, number 1. And then for the brand offer, it said the Build Together, the podcast, the Build Together show, stories and strategies for solo entrepreneurs. That would be great. Sharing stories. My stories, but not just my stories, because who wants to hear that all the time? Your stories, right? Maybe I have Karen come on and talk about Think Pink, right? Being able to create Build Together as a branded experience. I can do the book, I can do the podcast, I can do all the different things that I've been sharing with you as part of that experience. So I see you guys popping into the chat. Love it, love it. Unmute yourself. If anyone wants to say, okay, I'm going to take a leap of faith here. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, Sherry did and jumped on our webinar when we did the playbook project. Take a leap of faith, jump in, unmute yourself. I'd love to hear your voice. But as I'm doing that, I'm going to go into the next thing that ChatGPT has shared with me. Personally, the community offer, a 5-day digital product challenge or a 7-day sprint. That's interesting, 7-day sprint. Create and sell your first digital product. And then it even gave me a 5-day structure. Day 1, choose the product. Day 2, map out the offer. Listen, you don't need to struggle through creating your amazing today, okay? With me, ChatGPT, you can gain some extra clarity and move forward, right? So it gave me the book idea plus a book structure, podcast idea, example episodes, and then challenge idea and a full 5-day challenge breakdown. I didn't even ask for that. Now, I did go a step further and put in the second prompt number 2. And what did you say for me? Based on Yes. Okay, so it was able to give me even more personalized ideas using starter prompt number 2. If you're watching on the live or replay side, I'm going to give that to you when you sign up and get the webinars in our brain dump document, right? So let's see. Authority book idea, 7 moves that build momentum. Yes, I love that one. It's personalized towards me because I do have a momentum series. Build Together is connected to another series I have called Momentum Unleashed. So you definitely want to be able to not just get possible offers based on priming the prompt, because that's number 1, but personalize ideas, number 2, and that's going to be prompt number 2 for you. Okay, so definitely lean into using that one. Community challenge, the FAST method. Use your current FAST method energy, fast cash flow challenge. It knew that was going to be a good one for me because I have something called the FAST method. Y'all need this prompt number 2, I'm telling you. The FAST method, which is formulas, automation systems, and templates, so I can create a challenge around that. Like, if you don't want to brainstorm and you want clarity coaching from my girl Cece, right, use these CCQ starter prompts. They are definitely going to help you create your amazing. So let's see, podcast idea, cash flow conversations. Hello?
Hey, LaShonda, it's Monique. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Monique?
Much. So I've inputted prompt 2, and it actually gave me something pretty interesting. What I didn't do, and I'm going to do it again, was actually specify like book or podcast or anything like that. I just indicated community offer and then provide me with a brand offer.
Yeah.
And it gave me, for community offer, strategy seat circle. That's the name of it. And it will be, the purpose would be build and nurture a loyal audience of solopreneurs, women CEOs, and nonprofit leaders by offering strategic value in a low-pressure, community-driven format. So I thought that was pretty cool because my business is strategic solution. I have a strategic solutions agency, so it incorporated all of the 3 pillars, and created an offer based around those 3 pillars.
And tell me the title again, because I didn't hear that title too well.
The title of it is called the Strategy Seat Circle.
Strategy Seat Circle. Okay, got it. Love it.
Yeah. So, and it actually made me think about some things because and then it gave me a monthly access. What they get will be like a monthly access, $27 a month or $270 a year as a suggestion. And then I would provide an audio newsletter, a strategy power hour, a resource drop, like a monthly tool, similar to things that you do actually. And stuff. So all that to say, I'm not going to be long-winded, but it actually gave me a pretty good idea. So I did like that. And then it also incorporated a lead magnet, which would be a free challenge, or a freebie, which can be the strategic CEO starter kit. And it would include it would include checklist, audio, and calendar template. And then
now let me ask you a question out of curiosity. Did you ever use that prompt before? Just curious.
No, actually I didn't. But I've never used the actual exact words, but I've said something similar before, but not in that specific phrase. So so that I thought that was really great. And like I said, then it ended with giving me a call to action that I can add as well. And then it gave me a brand offer called the Strategy First Suite, with giving who it's for, and then giving me 3 different tiers. So a launch level, an elevate level, and then an authority level. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? Number one, it's great that it's personalized and that it's branded towards things that you've been doing. It's a
Yeah.
lot, and I'm going to put something in here. I'm going to give you guys another starter prompt. I'm going to put that into the chat in 1 second. That's going to help you with managing all the goodness. Because did you ask for all of those things, or it just kind of came up with that?
No, all I did was ask, I put the prompt in and then asked for create a community offer, then a brand offer. That's all I did.
Okay, and then it just went full force. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. Now, as far as this is concerned and what you are trying to accomplish, I want to ask you one more question. Where do you feel like you are looking for some additional clarity and support? Because getting ideas in alignment with your personal goals is great, but if you feel like there's something in particular that is either holding you back or challenging for you, is there anything that comes to mind?
Challenging for me is really just all of the different suggestions that it provided, just making sure that I can then now put it together in a package, if that makes sense, so I'm not overwhelming myself, and making sure that I have the capacity to do this particular type of thing, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. So here's the prompt that we're going to put in for that very thing, okay? It's totally in alignment with the following prompts. This one's a little bit longer, but y'all will get the gist. Let me zoom out so you guys can see this. So I am giving 2 prompts, okay? I'm going to give, this is starter prompt number 3. I'm going to give 2 versions of this, 1A and 1B. And this is a great prompt because it is going to give you a lot of ideas. And if you do want to be able to execute and work on things from start to finish, avoiding overwhelm is key, okay? So those of you who are working on your ChatGPT prompts, you could definitely put that first one in there, number 1. And then I'm going to give you a smaller version of number 3. Okay, this is this one here. Okay, so I did 2 versions of this, avoid overwhelm. There's an extended one, and then there's the shorter one. The shorter one I'm going to share with you guys on the live stream. Thank you for your suggestions. Give me 3 starter steps I can implement today, okay? So, Monique, if you could put that in there and let me know what it shares with you, that would be great, and I'm going to put that into my ChatGPT number 2. And if anyone else would like to jump into the hot seat, feel free. Just say me in the chat so I can just let you know when to come in. So I put in that very starter prompt. So there's 2 versions, the long one and the short one. Both of them are inside of our brain dump document when you sign up at citizensense.com/build together for the 2 days plus 90-day experience. It said, all right, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to outline your offer. You're going to set up a simple interest page or wait list, and you're going to work on your titles or episode ideas. 1, 2, 3. Right? Because guess what? All the ideas be ideaing, and it's like, okay, there's a little bit too much. Sometimes we don't need to have another great idea. We just need to have a focus. So whether it be that short prompt B or the longer prompt A, both of those will give you some direction direction as far as what you can do with your project, okay? I'm definitely leaning towards things that we can do right now as part of our Build-A-Thon, and hopefully this activity gives you some recommendations. So we are just at the hour, and every single hour I want to make sure that we are jump-starting the hour with some serious power. I'm going to do one thing, which is see if Monique, did you put in that prompt? Do you want to share that with me? Number one, and then number two, we're going to jump into our next part of the project today. Let me also check the chat as well. Hello?
Yeah, hi. So it did give me 3 suggestions. The first one is create a simple opt-in funnel for one kit. So it says choose one kit to launch first. I suggest starting with the CEO kit to warm your community and set up a basic opt-in flow. And it'll give me the tools and like one using mailer-like ConvertKit, creating a landing page, add a short description, email sign-up form, that kind of thing. The second one is record the CEO pep talk audio. Pick one audio segment like 3 mindset shifts of strategic CEOs and record a casual but powerful voice note or audio message. And the third one is post a soft teaser to social media. Let your audience know what's coming to stir curiosity and build anticipation. And it gave me an example of a caption.
I love that because it starts to go from, oh, wow, this is a great idea, to execution, right?
Yeah.
Now, as far as that 3-part plan is concerned, hopefully there are some things in there that either resonate with you, which is important, and feel in alignment with what you're trying to do, or something that is realistic for you. Are there any things there that you're like, okay, this is solid, or sounds good, but I'm not quite sure about that?
The record the CEO pep talk audio, I probably would just change what the title is that they suggested, but I like that because I prefer to do audio than video. And the soft teaser, I think, will work.
Okay, good, because we are leaning into the first co-working project, and we're going to do that this hour now because we started at 10, so now we're at 12. So we're going to do a project, and I would say start with your audio today. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff. Thank you for popping on in, Karen. I said Karen, Monique. Karen, I definitely want you to come back and let us know what you worked on, okay? Awesome.
Yep.
So, ladies, we are rocking and rolling as part of the Build Together project. And just to kind of get everything up to speed, especially if you're just coming on in here, let me share. First, we took the first power hour to really talk about the ABC's Smart Start solutions. Whether you're going to activate something new, A, B, build on something you've already built, or C, create, right? Complete. So activate, build, or complete, right? And then our focus as part of the Build Together project really is when it comes to your business, holistically building your business, there are so many different levels and layers. 3 for me, building your authority, A, your brand, B, and your community. So our goal is, can we do these little micro projects that are going to help you focus on one of these core areas? We dug a little bit deeper and talked about how with authority, you can create authority offers like a book. With branding, you can build your brand with something like a podcast. And with community building, you can create community activities like a challenge, right? And so digging a little bit deeper, I said offer an offer, right? It's always great to start with audio content, A, and you can also consider working on books, B, or C classes. So what we're going to do is lean into a co-working working session. It's always a vibe for me, so you can put on your favorite station, podcast, and then get to work. There are levels to the production process, and for me, it's first we prep, and then we test. So hopefully with the help of ChatGPT and me, you've come up with some ideas, and we're going to do the P process, okay? And I'm going to put the P process in here. I'm going to do that in a second, but I don't feel like typing it out, so I'm going to have ChatGPT help me pop that in here real quick. But first, let me go through the process with you, okay? It's about prep first. So I want you to identify your ABC offer, and I want you to just work on the prep process, right? Monique already jumped in, and she's going to be working on audio content. And then once we do prep, we go into production, we go into publishing. Nothing has to be so much of a challenge for you that you cannot complete it from start to finish, right? We're going to work on many projects that will help you with your mega results. So if you guys are ready, drop a ready into the chat box so that I can see. Ready, 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 ready. I'm going to be here, but I'm going to be quiet because I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to give you, and we're going to do this in intervals, okay? I'm going to give you the first interval, I want to say about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to put the timer on the screen so that you guys can work on your thing. Now, to be honest with you, I can either do the timer or just leave the guide up. I think I'll leave the guide up for a while so that if you guys want me to pop anything in here, I can, because I did want to pop the prep information in here. But let's do it. What we're doing, you're taking this time to get quiet and prep, get clear about your ABC focus, number one, and then specifically start prepping a particular project with the help of me and ChatGPT that you're going to then work on producing between today and tomorrow. Okay? Is that clear? Anybody have any questions? This is question time, right? I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to work with me as far as clarity and questions, and then we'll get quiet, all right? So let me get ChatGPT to help me with this with these bullets real quick, because I just don't feel like typing it out. And then we'll move forward. So while I'm popping the prep to publish process in here, if you do have questions or comments, let me know, and I'm going to check the chat in just a second, okay? I see quite a few comments in the chat. Well, let me do that first. Regina says, interesting. I thought it would give me something new, but it gave me the book I already wrote and the podcast I already have. That's interesting. Now, you can lean into that. And continue the conversation and say, this is actually something that I've been working on already. Give me some ideas to expand on it, or give me a different direction I can go in and see what it comes up from that, right? But it's definitely, did you use prompt number 2, Regina? That might be an indicator for me as to why I did that. Working on a challenge when I logged into this session. That's so funny. Divine right timing, right? Because I did say to you guys, today is not about necessarily activating something new. A, activation. You can B, build on something you already built, or C, complete a priority project. So for you, leaning into jumping on in here today, you can focus on completing your challenge with us, right? It doesn't have to be you focus on something new. Okay? Good stuff. Love it. All right, let me get my P process in here. And then I'll mute myself in a few minutes so you guys can have some quiet time to focus on your projects. And if you want me to keep the slides up, just say slides, or if you want me to put the timer up just so that you have something to look at as far as time-wise until we come back together, just let me know which one you prefer. The time I did that, I could have wrote out everything, but it's easier this way. So I can put this right into the slides for you guys. Like I said, if you already copied, I would say copy it, right? If you're not officially in the Build Together project and you do have access to this document, because I sent this out to you guys via email this morning, right? Your brain dump document. You definitely want to download it ASAP, number one, because it will exclusively be only available to those who are officially in the Build Together project in a few hours. If you're not officially in the Build Together project, I highly recommend joining us over at sistersense.com/Build Together. There's actually an easy link in this document, that one that says upgrade, so that if you want to join the 7-day or the 90-day Build Together project, you can. And what we're doing between today and tomorrow is my process of plan to profit. And I had to change the top a couple of times because I'm like, is it publish? Is it prep? Is it plan? But these are the P's, okay? So I'll verbally say them to you guys before I go on our power pause. But essentially, plan, identify offers with profit potential. So we're working right now, and you guys get to hang out with me live or on the replay side, talking about profit potential, creating ABC offers, digital products, self-publishing products, audios, books, classes. Those are some ABCs for me. Building your business around A, authority, B, your brand, C, community, all the ABCs. Right now, as the ladies who are listening via my webinar are planning the projects they're working on, because this is officially a Build-A-Thon. I want y'all to build something amazing today, right? Building your next best offer, first you have to plan. Identify ideas with profit potential. You prep the offer. That's what we're going to do now. For the next 20 minutes, you're just going to be prepping your offer, whether it's an audio offer, book offer, class, podcast, something, and then you're going to produce the offer. We're going to work on doing mini micro sessions where you create the content, publish the offer. Baby, it's the templates for me. I've got some beautiful templates for you guys to play and publish in, and then promote the offer, proactively sharing it within your community, whether that be through social media, email marketing, video. I'm doing live stream right now. Whatever you need to do to come through with the come through, put yourself out there, and of course your amazing offer too, and then profit. Working towards driving sales and tracking your revenue. By the way, I am currently leading the Revenue Roadmap program. It's a 12-week accelerator, and we're mapping out your revenue and strategically talking about the things that you need to do to create customer journeys, offer stacks, your marketing, all the things. And guess what? You get the Revenue Roadmap for free, baby. If you're not already in my Insider Circle community, you get that for free when you join the Build Together 90-day experience, all right? So definitely take a look at Build Together. It's at sistasense.com/Build Together. If you're not in the tribe, if you're currently listening via the webinar, you do have the ability to upgrade your access from just the 2 days Build-A-Thon to the 7-day or 90-day experience, and just click those upgrade buttons for that, all right? All right, ladies, any questions, feel free to let me know. We're going to go quiet. Well, I'm going to still talk to you guys on the live stream side, but ladies who are working on prepping their projects, I want you to work on that for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Everybody good? Just put good into the chat. We're exactly at about 12:15, so in 15 minutes we can come back, see where you are. If you need another 15 to keep working on prepping, or if we go into production. You're good? Awesome. I want to see some ideas. What ideas are you guys coming up with? Drop your ideas into the chat, and your 15-minute power pause to prep starts now. Mwah. So we've officially done, believe it or not, like close to 15 minutes here. Time goes by really, really quickly. Let me know, ladies, if you want some more time to work on your planning and prepping, or if you're ready for me to give you some guidance on production. Just drop something into the chat so that I can see, and I'm going to go with the community. But I feel like giving you a little bit more time to prep and plan might be helpful, especially for those of you who came in a little bit later into today's conversation. So I'm going to give y'all a second to jump into the chat. I'll check that, and then we will move forward. We're still in prep mode here, just kind of mapping out ideas. And I really love the blueprint, the build together blueprint. So I think that's the one that I'm going to lean towards. And I want to make sure that as I'm creating a space for you guys to gain clarity and direction around the amazingness, your next best offer, everyone can not just sit here and listen, but actually act and do the work, right? So you may not be able to see it, you guys hanging out with me on the live stream, but on the screen, I'm actually putting some things into ChatGPT. I'm going to work on the Build Together blueprint, and then I'm actually going to go into production mode and then actually putting it to a book template. So we've got some amazing templates that we're going to be working in as part of Build Together. We'll get to that in a second. But let's keep on prepping. So number one, I said to you all, figure out if you want to do an audiobook or class project this weekend. Number two, I said to you all, if you need help, jump into ChatGPT and put in a starter prompt. I gave you guys 2 amazing starter prompts. You got to be in the program to get the second one, but everyone has the first one, which is starter prompt number 1, and you put that into ChatGPT. Why is it that I can never find it on the screen? I need to highlight it in some level. My focus is fill in the blank, help me, right? So you're going to ask ChatGPT to help you. Tell ChatGPT your focus. Ask it to help you create an authority offer in the form of maybe a book, brand offer in the form of a podcast, or community offer in the form of a challenge. Okay, that was step number 2. Now we're leaning into taking that and mapping out an offer. I'm going to do what I like of the offers it gave me, which is to create a blueprint. So I'm going to keep working on that just to kind of let you guys know where I am in the process right now. And I want you to continue working on your offers as well. All right? So I'll check the chat to see what you guys are actually gaining, but we'll power pause to keep prepping and then go from there. Right now, we're taking this hour to prep and really lean into going from, oh wow, that was a really great idea, to let me give this thing some legs. So ChatGPT gave me a ton of ideas as far as books, podcasts, and community challenge projects, and I'm leaning into the Build Together blueprint because it just sounds solid. And just trying to get some organization guidance on that book project. And then I see you guys are working on your projects as well in the community. Let's see here. Prepping the script for my audio. When I thought about it, I do like the idea to provide mindset shift tips with CTA call to actions of the launch kit. All right, awesome. So you're actually prepping your audio script. Okay, good. So prepping audio scripts, outlining chapters, all the things. Keep checking in with me, guys. Those of you who are virtually participating in our session via the webinar workshop, and of course, those of you watching on the live stream side, you get to kind of hang out with me on my porch as we co-work. And if you actually want to work on the Build Together 2-day project, 7-day or 90-day experience, you can go over to citizensense.com/build together so that you can get the call-in details, jump on the webinar this weekend, get all the templates and tools to actually create your digital products, and of course, check in with yours truly for a dose of direction so you can work on your next best offer. I'm excited. So ChatGPT is helping me work on my Build Together blueprint. Hopefully you guys are gaining clarity on your projects. Keep checking it in via the chat, and I'm going to continue working with you through that. Let's keep our Power Pause plan and prep session going. So I like the title. And now that I have a title, I think I'm going to lean into the chapter sections. And that'll just put us at the new hour to go from prepping to actual production and me actually working on turning my built together blueprint into a book. Let's see how much I can get done in the next hour. You guys who are in the webinar, let me know how the process is going for you. I think I might tweak my title just a little bit and then work on the chapters. Outside of that, if anyone would either want to get into the hot seat or ask a question, feel free to do that. And then we're going to move into, at the start of the next hour, we're going to move into actual production. Now, all of these are kind of fluid, if I'm being honest, in that you can technically do or continue to do whatever's working for you. If you're still planning, keep planning. If you're still prepping, keep prepping. But if you're ready at the start of the next hour to actually work on production, yay, okay? We're going to keep on keeping on today. All righty, ladies. So I've come up with a title. I'm actually going to go from title to chapters to actual content creation now. And that's going to be our focus for the next, I want to say 15 to 20 minutes. Let's do this in like little integrals so we can break up the process, especially if in between this process you have questions or would need some sort of support. So if you do want to check in with me and jump into the hot seat, let me know what you're working on. Feel free to do that, number one, and or just share your progress in the chat, number two. I'm going to continue working from transitioning from prepping to actually producing the content, and I'll keep you posted on my progress in between supporting you guys with yours. So in between muting myself, I'm actually still doing the live stream, right? Webinar live stream back and forth. And I said for the next hour, I'm going to challenge myself and, of course, challenge you too to see how much you can do with the production phase of things. So we're going to back and forth 15, 20-minute intervals pause, but my goal is to see how much I can realistically map out and produce as far as this build together blueprint. I'm going to do about 3 to 4 pages per chapter and just really keep it focused on my agenda. So my agenda right now is this whole build together experience for the next 90 days. And I think this blueprint is going to be a really solid way to share this experience with others. So I'm challenging myself to see how much of my book I can work on within the next 60 minutes. Challenge yourself to work on your plan, prep, or full production process as well. All right, let's keep going, ladies. So I got a quick question for ladies, for you ladies. Like I said, we are in kind of like a fluid phase process here where we're going through planning, prepping, and actually producing the content. And I'm working on a book project, and there's the audio offer as well as the classes offer. If you're ready to do production, like I am, would you like us to work on a fast content creation rundown first? So before you actually start the production process, I can give you some recommendations on how to create your content quickly. I'm challenging myself to do this in 60 minutes. So I'm going to give myself about 10 of those 60 minutes to teach you guys the FAST method. If that is something that you want to do, just let me know. And are you guys good still on audio? Can you see my screen? Can you hear the audio? Just want to make sure that that is good. Yes to fast? Okay, awesome, because I think we can do this pretty fast. Start smart. Let's work on your fast method to content creation. And at some point via the live, I will put my slides on the screen. I just can't do it right now. Fast method to content creation. Okay? So I always like to share with you guys that when it comes to fast, it's all about F, formulas, A, automation, S, systems, and T, templates. So we're going to do the FAST method for each of these projects, and literally I'm going to give myself no more than a minute to work through these FAST method strategies with you, okay? So we've got 3 main projects. Let me just put those on the screen. FAST method. And then knock out formulas, okay? Because that's really what I want to share with you right now when it comes to content creation. So we have 3 projects that you can potentially lean into. So FAST method for audio offer, number 1. For book offer, I'm going to give you some easy formulas. Book offer. And number 2, class offer. Sound good? All right, let's do it. Audio offer. So what you want to do is to basically create something that I think is relatively simple. So I want you to pick your number. Okay? So either 1 audio, 3 audios, 7 audios. If you want to just create 1, okay, that's great. If you're going to go for 1 audio, simple formula, intro, points, next step, outro. There you go. Bam, bam, boom. Follow the formula. Follow the formula. 3 audios. Intro, audio 1, points, audio 2, and then wrap up, audio 3. Okay, now let's say you want to do 7 audios. Let's do intro, and then we have our wrap up, and then in the middle we have our 5 key points. So this is great if you're like, man, I kind of really want to deep dive into quite a bit of content, and if you do that in 7, you can. And as far as the formula is concerned, average recording time Let me do that first. I think that might help me. Only have 6 more minutes. Ooh, the breeze is breezing. I'm just moving some of this stuff so I got more space here. So if you were doing one audio, honestly, I would lean towards something that is 15 to 60 minutes, like one full audio. If you were going to do 3 audios, maybe something that is, I would say, 5 to 15 minutes per audio. And same thing if you're going to do 5 to 7. So if anybody's going to do audio offers, say audio, let me know. That's the first one that I've given you, number 1. Number 2, can't put the slides on right now, y'all, in the interest of time, those of you watching me via the live stream. But you can get the replays and the live sessions when you sign up to Build Together at SusanSense.com/Build Together. You just got my text. I sent you a text like an hour ago. I said, take Pernell and give her some chicken. Where is her chicken? Go get her some chicken, please. Thank you so much. Say hi. Okay. Are you going to say hi? Are you going to say hi? Are you going to say hi? No, you're not. All right. You can lean over there. I'm on a time crunch, friend. All right. We did audio offers, number 1. Book offers, number 2. So we are creating a mini book, the Profitable Playbook. And this is going to be a 40 to, I'm going to say, 80-page authority mini book. Okay? Literally, I already have a template, y'all, so you're going to love it. If you're in the actual Build Together 90-day project or even the 7-day project, you're going to love the template. Okay, so here's the formula. We have a free resource /gift/download page. Okay, it's going to have a freebie in there so that you can share something that'll get them on your landing, on your email list, number 1, and then the meet the author page, number 2. Okay, and then you're going to have a 10-chapter book. Okay, 10 chapters. And the 10 chapters, for me, I'm going to give you the easiest one. It's going to be 3 pages per chapter. Now, if you follow my template, the first page is actually a page where you just say, here, this is what I'm talking about. And then that's like a chapter introduction page, title page, so that if you had a title page, a header for each section, that plus 3 pages is 4 pages per section. That's 40 pages right there. Now, you can make that bigger and go from either 3 to go to 6. And if you did 6 pages, that's 60 pages right there with 10 chapters. ChatGPT is going to help you map out this content, okay? So don't worry. That's formula number 2 for you. It's 110. Okay, class offers. So let me tell you my slides. So when it comes to creating a webinar class session, for me, mine are usually 30, 60, or 90 minutes. First, I've got my welcome slide / agenda slide. I'm going to start with the welcome slide, which is the main graphic for presentation. And you guys see that all the time. And then the agenda slide, focus for the webinar. It's 111. And then I have my main slides that go through the content. Normally, honestly, these are usually for me between 5 to 7 slides on average. And then I have my next step recommendations / wrap up slide. Okay, so whether you choose to do ABC, audio offer, book offer, class offer, baby, I've just given you some F formulas that are going to help you systematically work on creating amazing. Now, for me, literally, I use my templates. I have my presentation slide templates. I duplicate it. I go in that bad boy. I switch out the title. I switch out the innards. I already have my wrap-up and my agenda page. I'm wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Like, I do these, like, I could literally put together a presentation in 10 minutes. Once you have a formula and you decide if you want to do 1, 3, or 7 audios, you got roughly a length of time. You could start recording, wham, bam, same thing. 1, 3, 7 audios, 40 to 80 page mini book, or a 30, 60, or 90-minute class. Was that helpful to you? Let me know. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to check in with me, and then give me 15 minutes to work on my book projects. Very helpful. Good. Any questions? Any ideas? What are you guys coming up with? Just curious. Are you going to do A, audio, B? Are you doing an audio book or class? Or are you focusing on authority? Are you focused on community? Are you focused on branding, right? Authority, branding, or community, audio book or class. Make sure I am recording the content. I'm going to screenshot this so that if nothing else, I might be able to share the screenshot on my live. I'll figure that out in a second. All right, I'm going to check the chat in a second. At any point, y'all, on the live side, feel free to unmute yourself and check in. We're going to go back into the power pause to keep working on either prepping, planning, or actually producing your content. And then we're going to keep on keeping on. So you can work on your publishing content from the perspective of just, I have no idea what to do, and let ChatGPT guide you. However, it can be a group activity, right, where you are saying, here's what I want to do with this blueprint. Here's what I want to do. And then help me fill in the pieces. Help me plug the holes. And that's basically what I'm doing right now. So for me, I'm really thinking about there's so many very specific things that I want to include as far as the project. And then I'm looking for ChatGPT to also.
It's okay to just leave it open. You didn't need the key fob, right? Okay.
And so that's something that you can think about as well, whether you're looking for like 1,000% direction from ChatGPT when it comes to your content creation efforts, or you have some ideas and you want it to help you flesh out that. So I put in here, I want to have a few chapters and focus on my book template formula. So I have a particular formula that I put together to create authority books, the playbook, right? We have the first section where you're going to give something away for free, 10 chapters in the middle, a meet the author section, and right now I'm working on my main 10 chapters. I'll show you guys the template in a bit, okay? So recap, your book flow is what ChatGPT gave to me, and then it's helping me just kind of flesh things out. So that's basically where I am with my build project. You can tell me where you are with yours. It's 10:36 right now. My goal is to have my chapters finalized and some content created by the next hour, and then kind of see where you guys are in the process as well. Once I get to the next hour, I'm going to start to show you guys templates, because once you start to go from production Some of you will be ready for publishing. Some of you will not, but that's okay. We're just going to lean into building on what you've built. So at the next hour, I'll share with you 3 templates, and I'm focusing specifically on the book project. All right? Any questions or anyone want to share what they're working on, feel free to jump in and check in with me at any time. So right now I'm in the process of just brainstorming my chapters for my book. Let me know what you're doing. And I said to ChatGPT, here are some things I definitely want to include in this thing. Here's the structure of it. Here are some things I want to include. Give me some questions I can ask to really build out this book. So it gave me a set of questions, and now I'm going to answer them. And I'll do that on ChatGPT because I want to keep muting you guys who are listening on the webinar so I'm not interrupting you while you're working. But if you did want to see the complete process, just join me on Facebook or YouTube for that, okay? Awesome. All right, so we are officially at 3 p.m., and I'm going to wrap up for this part. We're doing this for 2 days, okay? My main goal is to work with you guys in the morning because I went from late night girl to early bird once I hit my 30s. It is what it is. So morning sessions. However, if you all want to do an evening pop-up, let me know, okay? So if you want me to come back and do an evening pop-up, maybe around 7 or 8 so we can check in, let me know. But our main schedule sessions are 10 a.m. EST today and tomorrow, okay? That's number 1. I already see it already on the screen. All right, evening pop-up it is? Okay, I see it on the screen. Okay. So if I can work it in, I will aim to do an evening pop-up with you guys probably about 7 p.m. Where we're stopping now is, and let me see if I can put that on the screen for you all to see. It's going to take me too much time. I ain't doing it. I'm sorry. Let's go back to the prep process, right? Okay, here we go. So we've done a lot today, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it so far. My goal was to get you all in the right headspace when it comes to building your authority, your brand, and your community. Me, the birds, the bees, the trees, everything else, right? And then picking a project, right? So intentionally working on an authority offer, a brand offer, a community offer around an audio project, a book project, or a classes project. It's been fabulous. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm glad you guys can make it. So like I said, right now we're going to power pause. It's 3 p.m. and guess what? You still have so much of your day, it is crazy. Now, unless you're on the international side, and I don't know what time it is for you guys, but for me, it's 3 p.m. EST. I can take a break, hang out with the kid, run errands, all the things. And then maybe 7 or a little bit later, I feel in my spirit I might do 7. I'll come back and do another session with you guys. If you want to do other things with your life, if you want to keep working on your project, do what you need to do. Baby, I got you. We will definitely be back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. AST. And if I have all the energy in me, I'll come back on a little later. If I do a live stream, maybe 6 p.m. might be a little better so I can still have some sunlight. So I might do 6 p.m. if I do a pop-up later. But we're just going to continue talking about your projects and then leaning into other things that you can do to build your authority, your brand, and your community too. All right? So thank you so much, guys. Definitely support, share, let other people know what we're doing this weekend, this month. Leave comments on the Facebook and the YouTube live streams. Let me know what you're doing in our Facebook group over at firestarters.sistersense.com. And I'll check in with you via email so that you have all the deets and the details, all the good goods, to continue working with me in our next session. Till then, Take care. Mwah. Bye.